In the left corner, we have the new contender, the On 4K streaming box, and in the right corner, we have the people's champion, the tried and tested, the Amazon 4K Firestick, still one of the most popular devices sold on the Amazon website. Now let's put these two devices head to head. I'm not going to waste any time looking at the specifications, which one's got more RAM, which one's got more storage. Let's talk about those real life tests, Wi-Fi speed tests, opening up the K application, browsing speed tests, opening up the third-party streaming applications, which ones you can use with a custom launcher, can you expand the storage, and really the stuff that you want to do on a day-to-day basis. Let's find which one is the real champion. So test number one, Wi-Fi speeds. Both these devices support 5 GHz Wi-Fi, so not the latest Wi-Fi 6 standard, but let's see what kind of speeds we can get. Now both these devices are fairly close to me, and I have the internet router downstairs. Okay, let's start firstly with the On streaming box, test number one. Let's see what kind of speeds we can get downstream. Okay, so as I mentioned in my previous review, I was actually very impressed with the quality of the Wi-Fi speeds. And we can see in test number one, we received 406. The reason why I'm not doing the two devices at the same time is there'll then be contention issues with both these devices trying to fight for bandwidth. So we can do them one at a time. Okay, test number one, On 4K streaming box, 406 meg. Let's test that again. Test number two, again, we're getting very close to, we have 428 meg for test number two. And for the final test, we have 385. So very impressive, very respectable speeds. Okay, let's now jump over to the trusty 4K Firestick. And just to confirm, this is the Amazon 4K Firestick, which is running Fire OS 6. So not the later 4K Firestick Max, which runs Fire OS 7. Okay, so test number one on the 4K Firestick, not terribly far off. So test number one, a little bit slower. So we have 351 on test number one. Okay, so test number two is also similar speed. So that's test number two nearly completed, and we'll do one more test, but it looks like we can say that the On streaming 4K box is going to be the winner in the Wi-Fi speed test. And the final test, again, very similar. It's good that it's consistent. It's 353 meg downstream. So yes, the winner of the Wi-Fi speed test is the $20 On 4K streaming box. Next up, we have the third-party streaming test. So we can see this is one of the most popular applications available both for your Android TVs and your Amazon devices. We can see both of them are running 251. Now just before the test starts, I want to do a force stop just to make sure that nothing was running in the background. We can see both are force stopped, and we're just going to do an application launch speed test. So which device launches these applications quicker? And I know that the application has been fully launched is once we can see all of the movie banners or the thumbnails fully loaded. So let's try that now. So 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so 4K Firestick had the logo first, and it looks like just a fraction of a second the 4K Firestick was actually faster. Let's back out of that. Let's full stop again. Full stop. Full stop. Let's launch again. So this is test number two. So ready, steady, go. Okay, so definitely we can see the 4K Firestick does seem to be a fraction of a second quicker at launching this application. And final test, and maybe I'll show you guys the remote control so you know that this is not sponsored or I'm being paid by anybody. So just so you can see, it is going to be more or less at the same time. So 3, 2, 1, go. Come on, I think we can definitely say the 4K Firestick is a little bit faster. I mean, we're talking fractions of a second, but as you can imagine, certain applications are more optimized on certain ecosystems. So maybe this particular one is just written better or more efficient on the Amazon devices. But I mean, hey, if this is the application you're always using, then we can definitely say the 4K Firestick wins on this one. Let's go back. Next up, we have official streaming. So something like Netflix. Again, we can see both these have been force stopped. Let's now do an application launch speed test. So 3, 2, 1, go. Let's see which one is quicker at getting to the profile stage. It looks quite close at the moment, but again we can say the Firestick is a little bit faster. Okay, so that's test number 1. Let's go back. Okay, so test number 2 for Netflix. So ready, steady, go. Okay, so the logo was quicker on the on box there. Is that going to show the profiles first? No, it's not. So once again, we can see very quickly it is just a few seconds or moments quicker. 4K Firestick wins again on the application launch test. And the final test is going to be 3 out of 3 for the Amazon 4K Firestick. Ready, steady, go. So we can see logo always shows quicker on the 4K streaming box, but it seems like the Amazon 4K Firestick seems to load the application that little bit quicker. Okay, so Amazon 4K Firestick won both in the third-party streaming test and also the Netflix test. Let's now do the K application. Okay, so we can see the same version of the K application, the latest version. This is a slightly bigger application. Let's see which one launches first. So 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so the Firestick had the logo loading first. Oh, all right, so that was I would say a little bit quicker again on the 4K Firestick. So let's terminate that, exit. Let's do a full stop. Actually very interesting results. So far when it comes to application launching, doesn't matter if it's third party, official, it does seem, well, let's do test number 2 first, but it does seem like the Amazon 4K Firestick just seems to always be a few paces ahead. So ready, steady, go. And we can see, yeah. Now, as you guys know, the Amazon devices run Fire OS, which is a cut down version of Android. Cut down, stripped down, or lighter version. And because it's lighter, it means it's more optimized, it's leaner, and it generally means that it can run on much less memory. On Android TV, they do have a lot more things enabled, which we could say maybe it means that it's a bit more bloated than the heavily stripped down, locked down version of Fire OS. And that could be one of the reasons why we're noticing these applications just tend to launch faster on Fire OS versus Android TV. But do leave me your thoughts below if you guys think differently. Okay, so for the final test for the K application, I'm going to exit. But I think I'm pretty confident now that I do full stop, do OK, go back to open, and I'm pretty confident that ready, steady, go. The 4K Firestick is going to win again. Yeah, so it just seems to be, or these applications just seem to be more optimized on that leaner, stripped down version of Android, which is what Fire OS is. Okay, let's back out of that. Next up we have browsing. Now I'm just going to use Downloader, which is one of the most popular browsers available for both devices. If I just open that up, I'm just going to type in bbc.com. Okay, so ready, steady, go. Okay, so I think the on was actually faster there. Yeah, so the on definitely seems to be a few steps ahead. Let's try that again. Okay, so ready, steady, go. Yeah, so we can say the browsing definitely seems to be a bit faster on the on streaming box 4K. And the final test, ready, steady, go. No, in every case we can see for browsing, the on 4K streaming box wins that one. Next up we have custom launcher. Now, as you guys know, especially if you've been following my channel for a long time, right now if you have the latest update from Amazon, there's no way for you to really remap your home button to launch a custom launcher. Whereas on the Android TVs, we have lots of options. We can install Button Mapper from the Play Store. We can install Launcher Manager from our website. Lots of different options, and literally on those devices, I can press one button, ready, steady, go. In a few seconds, we are instantly taken to a custom launcher. So just, if that's your thing, then it's just so much easier running a custom launcher on these Android TV devices than the Amazon devices. So in that way, the on 4K streaming box definitely wins on the custom launcher test. Next up we have storage, or specifically expanding your internal storage. Now unfortunately on the Fire OS 6 devices, because they're running Android 7.1, there's no easy way for us to expand the storage on the Amazon devices without typing in some ADB commands. I mean, I've covered this many times in the past. Yes, it is possible, but it requires that extra manual configuration. Whereas on the Android TV devices, I can literally just pop in a USB drive using an OTG cable, but directly from the user interface of the Android TV devices, I can say I want to format the drive as internal storage and then very easily move my applications over. Kind of like what we can on the newer Amazon devices like the 4K Max. Basically, if your device runs Fire OS 7, you can also do this process very easily. But as we're comparing this with the 4K Firestick, which runs Fire OS 6, on those devices, the only way to expand the storage is again by typing in some manual ADB command. So again, in terms of convenience, in terms of ease of use, we have to give this point to the ON 4K streaming box. Okay, so let's watch some 1080p gameplay footage on both devices. I mean, both should be able to handle that without any issue whilst we wrap up this video. So overall guys, it was an interesting, few tests that we did. I was surprised that the Amazon 4K Fire Stick won every single test for the application launching, just because the device always just seems very sluggish to me. I mean, maybe comparing that to the 3rd generation Fire TV Cube, but we can see in these application launch tests, it won every single time. And it goes back to my point about, these devices are very lean, they're very cut down. And because of that, maybe this is why these applications just launch a bit quicker. Now on the Wi-Fi side, we saw that the ON device completely destroyed the 4K Fire Stick in every test, around about 50 meg or so. So probably it's got a better Wi-Fi chip in there or just a better Wi-Fi signal, but it definitely beat the 4K Fire Stick in every test. Browsing tests were quite similar, but in all cases the ON 4K streaming box won. But really when it comes to the functionality, which is if you want to use a custom launcher, as you guys have seen, it's just so much easier on the Android TV devices compared to the Amazon devices, where Amazon are just relentlessly trying every possible way to stop every possible method on allowing people to use a custom launcher. Also, what I said about expanding storage is also much easier on the Android TV devices, whereas on the Fire OS 6 devices, it does require you to type in those manual ADB commands. So it is very, very similar, guys. I wouldn't say one device completely destroys the other device. It is very, very similar. So it is going to boil down to personal preference. But the way I see it, especially if you can pick up the ON 4K streaming box for $20, I definitely think everybody should have one of those if you can get it, maybe just as a backup device, as a spare device, maybe for the kids' room, or maybe as a travel device. I definitely think that device is very, very good, very, very capable. It's just a shame that you can't get it in all locations. That's pretty much for this video, guys. Many thanks for watching. Do leave me a comment below, let me know what you thought about the different tests that I did. Also let me know who the next challenger should be. Should it be the ON 4K streaming box versus the Chromecast, or maybe versus the Nvidia Shield, just to see who is the king of Android TV. So really appreciate your support. Do like and share this video, and I'll hopefully catch up with you guys real soon. Thanks.